Hello everyone, I'm Sebastian Y, and this is Foundations of Economics. In this video I'm going to solve an exercise of finding the equilibrium with a supply and demand function. In front of us we have a supply function Qs equals negative 20 plus 2p, and a demand function Qd equals 100 minus p. First thing we're going to do is use algebra to determine the equilibrium price and quantity. To do that, we're going to set quantity supplied equal to quantity demanded. So we'll have negative 20 plus 2p equals 100 minus p. Do a little bit of algebra here. I'm going to add 20 to both sides, so I'll have 2p equals 120 minus p. Add the p over to both sides, that's going to give me 3p equals 120. Divide both sides by 3, p equals 40. Now I'll take that 40 and plug that into either of our supply or demand functions. It does not matter. I'll use the demand. So our quantity is going to be 100 minus 40 is 60. We can verify that just real quick by using the supply function. Negative 20 plus 2 times 40. That's going to be negative 20 plus 80, which is also going to be 60. So that confirms it. Next, we are going to graph our supply and demand functions and show our equilibrium. Just to keep these in mind, our demand function was Qd equals 100 minus p. The easiest way to graph the demand function is to find the intercepts. So if p is 0, then we're going to have quantity of 100. Next, what would the price have to be to drop the quantity to 0? Well, we can do that by plugging in 0 equals 100 minus p, and so p would need to be 100. That gives us this point right here. I always use a blue line for the demand function. I'll connect those up. Label that with a D. Our supply function is Qs equals negative 20 plus 2p. I always start with the price axis intercept. What would the price have to be to drop the quantity supplied to 0? 0 equals negative 20 plus 2p. Add 20 to both sides. Divide both sides by 2. We get p equals 10. And so that's going to be our intercept. We solved above that the equilibrium has a price of 40 and a quantity of 60. So we know that point has to be on both our supply and demand functions. And so our supply curve is going to have to go through both of these points. Mark that with an S. You can see here also we can do this by thinking about the slope of the supply curve. Slope is 2, and so you can see here that for every increase of 10 in the price, we're going to need to increase the quantity by 20, so that's going to line up with what we see in the function. Let's mark out our equilibrium point. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching.